She is a force, let me tell you. Megan Wolfenden, about to join us, an award-winning businesswoman in her own right. She travels the world teaching people how to build their own business and reach their full potential, and she's passionate about education, as you're going to find out. She's passionate about inspiring people to retire from their jobs. Isn't that the goal we'd all love? Building business for themselves and their families. And just for good measure, she's an Amazon #1 best-selling author as well. Her first book is called Extraordinary You, A Woman's Guide to Having It All. Shall we find out how she does it all? Will you please make welcome our first presenter, Megan Wolfenden.
Move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. I like to move it.
How are you guys? Good morning, Sydney. How are you today? Well done for being here. You made it. Unlike some, it's okay because you guys are the ones that want to get trained and get ahead in this business. Am I right? Well, I want to congratulate everybody that got up on stage or stood up yesterday for achieving new ranks. Congratulations. I hope you are so happy to be achieving new ranks because you are doing what it takes to get to the next level. That's what I needed. Thank you. So you're doing what it takes to get to the next level, and I really want to congratulate you because you just keep going with the system and sharing this opportunity with everybody, and you will get there. For those people that didn't stand up for a new rank, I know what you feel like. I was there. Every single person who stood up on stage yesterday sat in the audience at one point and they hadn't yet achieved a rank. But they stuck with it and they started achieving their goals. So congratulations just for being here. Now, when we get started, we actually have, where are we? Can I see a slide up there? No? When we get started, we have so many things that we need to learn. And one of those things that we start to come across is people make excuses or they have objections about the opportunity. And I just want to go through some of the training for you on how to handle objections. Can we get that first slide up? There we go, overcoming objections. Now I want you to understand, so this is the time this morning to write notes. Because you might have been in this business for a while and you might understand how to start talking with new prospects, but you'll be teaching your people how to talk to new prospects. And it can be quite daunting when you're telling people about our incredible Jeunesse opportunity and then all of a sudden somebody comes up with an objection. So I want you to understand that the objections are usually excuses. They are people making excuses as to why they don't think that they could do Jeunesse. And we really need to help people through this. In fact, did you know, when people are asking you questions or setting up excuses, they're actually more interested in the opportunity than you realise because they're putting themselves in that position and thinking, can I do this? So when we're sitting with a new prospect and they give us a question, we're going to have to be prepared for those questions. So I want you to teach your new people how to overcome objections. And the first thing is to realise that an objection is not personal. It's not somebody saying that they don't agree with you or they've got a problem with what you're telling them. It is simply that they are taking it into their minds, can I do this? So it's not personal, it's not about you, it's about them. And so we don't argue when they're giving you an excuse. We simply be professional and help them through all of the questions that they have. And finally, if you're in a position where you don't know, the answer to something, seek help from your upline. There are so many people that in our team that can help us when we have a problem. Now, when an objection comes up, the number one thing we have to do is listen. And I think we forget that. And a lot of you liked my Facebook post the other day, and I said, people don't listen with the intent of understanding. They listen with the intent to reply. So if you think about that, when we're hearing somebody say something, we're trying to work out the best thing that we can reply with. But we're not actually coming from a position of listening to what their concerns are. So really listen, and to help you understand where they're coming from, ask a lot of questions. Because the more questions you ask, the more you will understand that they may not have an objection, they've just got a concern about whether they can do Jeunesse themselves. One way to help people understand is to share stories. So if somebody comes to you with an objection and they say, I don't have any time, I'm too busy. Let's say that person is a single mum and you have a story of somebody in your team who is a single mum who found the time to build a business, or even share Ellen's story or Ellen's video so that they can understand other people are in exactly the same position as they are, and yet they went on and made time to build this business because they had a big goal. But you don't have to solve every objection. And this is when the listening comes in. Are they asking you to solve a problem, or are they just commenting that they have a problem in their mind that they'll need to overcome in the future? You just want to help to either neutralize, confirm, or reposition everything for them. So I've got a list of 15 objections for you. Are you ready? We've got to go through these pretty quickly. I've got 1 minute a slide, so take notes or take photos. The first objection you might hear is, I don't have the time. And that's everybody's situation. We all have 24 hours a day. Some people have more responsibilities than others, but we all believe we don't have the time, correct? So a question that I might ask is, do you have a plan to change that? And that gets them thinking, oh, okay, I might be continuing down this path of no time unless I change something. So it's then getting them to realize that they should look at your Jeunesse opportunity because that might solve a problem for them. Another thing you might ask is, could you reprioritize 8 to 10 hours a week? Now, the reason you'll put a number on that is if you say 8 to 10 hours a week, they'll go, oh, it's not a 40-hour week. It's not a 50-hour week. I can do it in about 8 hours. And so that might start them thinking, well, I can find some time of an evening and some time on the weekends. And finally, you want to explain leverage to them. And this business is so fabulous for leverage because when somebody gets started in Jeunesse, it's all about the time that they put in with the help of their upline. So if they can put in 8 hours, there's 8 hours of work that's being done in their business. But if they sponsor 2 people who can also put in 8 hours, suddenly there's 24 hours of work being done in their business. Now, who would like to find an extra 24 hours a week? So suddenly there's time in that your business is being worked on, even if it's not just about your time. So leverage is an important way of answering that, I don't have time. The next one, I don't have the money. How often have you heard people go, well, I'd like to get involved, but I don't have the money? It happens a lot, right? And again, rather than giving a solution, ask a question. Are you actively doing anything that could change that situation? So if they don't have the time and they're not doing anything to change the situation, it's not going to get any better. But if you've just presented them with a Jeunesse opportunity and they could see, money, if they could see that they could earn their money, then suddenly they've got to a point where, I might need to look into this. How about if you said, could I show you a plan to earn your investment back in 1 to 2 months? Now understand, we're not guaranteeing they will earn their money back, but if they follow your system and they put the work in, then they can earn back their investment very, very quickly. And so then money might not be the real issue for them. Okay, issue number 3, I need to think about it. I bet a number of you saw the Jeunesse opportunity and thought, I just need to think about it. Well, if you come across this objection, the first thing is you want to make sure that you've cleared up any problems that they might have. So say, is there a concern I could clear up for you? Because that might be what they're going away to research. They might be going away to research something that you could answer then and there. So first of all, is there a concern I could clear up for you? The next thing is, if you're not getting any further with them, simply ask them to trial the products. You see, once people fall in love with our products, then they're very likely to want to come and join us in the business as well. So maybe it's a case of getting them started on the product so that they can get an incredible result. And now we've got even more solutions with the product because we've just brought on Zen as well. Who's going to get Zen this week? Awesome, isn't it? It's fantastic. It's very exciting. Another one for I need to think about it, maybe they need to meet somebody in your upline who's coming from a different perspective, somebody that they gel with. So it might be a case of setting them up with somebody in your upline, having a 3-way call and fixing that objection. And if that is the case, put it in your diary. When would be a good time for me to come back to contact you again? And make sure that they are part of your follow-up, so that you do not lose that potential distributor or customer. The next one, who's heard this one? Is it a scam? Oh man, the first time I heard that, I was so worried. And I remember when Wikipedia just came out and suddenly Wiki had all this stuff in there, and it worried me so much. And then I realized that the people that are putting out that thing about is it a scam, they're trying to sell them something else. So that's what I simply talked to my prospects about. I said, well, if you do Google it and you come across it says, is it a scam, you'll just understand that that person is simply trying to sell you something else. The next thing is, Jeunesse is a proven multi-billion-dollar company. And a company doesn't get to be that big unless they're doing everything 100% according to the law. And finally, there are lots and lots of well-known business people out there who have investments in network marketing. So simply tell your prospect that Warren Buffett and Richard Branson have ownership in network marketing companies. So it's certainly a mainstream business. Who's heard this one? Is it a pyramid? Now, when you're new to Jeunesse, this can scare you because you think you have a problem with talking to this person. But you know what? People don't even know what the definition is of a pyramid. So if somebody comes, if you're talking to a new prospect and they go, oh, isn't that a pyramid? I simply ask, what's your definition of a pyramid? And the one that I get is, well, there's a person at the top earning all the money, and below them people are earning less, and below them people are earning less. And I said, well, that sounds like mainstream business to me. There's the CEO and the directors and the managers, and that's how business works. Is that your definition of a pyramid? And that's usually what people will understand as their definition. And in this case, if that's the definition, I explain that in Jeunesse, if you sponsor somebody and they do a lot more work than you do, then they can earn more than you do. So that's the reverse of that definition. So Jeunesse is all about how much work you put in. So it's a very, very fair system. Next one. I don't know how to start a business. Now, this is a real concern for people because they believe that they have to have business skills when they're getting into Jeunesse. And this is when fear sets in. Well, we know we have an incredible system and we have all these incredible Jeunesse tools already built for us. We also know that it's not like traditional business because we don't have employees, we don't have to do research and development, we don't hold stock, we don't have to build an incredible website. So all those fears of somebody when they're having to get into business are actually go away. In the case of Jeunesse, they don't give up their job. They don't give up their current cash flow. The risk is so low compared to starting a business. So you have to let people understand that this is not like starting a traditional business. Okay, number 7. Who's heard this one? I tried network marketing and it didn't work for me. Have you heard that one? So the first thing I ask is, tell me what happened. Inevitably, I find out that they did work for a couple of weeks and then did nothing. Is that right? So they thought, I'm going to get into this, I'm going to be really successful. They spoke to their mum, they spoke to their brother, both of them said no, and therefore it wasn't going to work for them. And so again, we have incredible tools. We have a system, we have support, we have meetings, 3-way calls, webinars, you name it, so that we can show them how it can work for them this time. Probably in the past they didn't have good support, and possibly they were with a company that didn't have a great product for AutoShip. We have many wonderful products for AutoShip because people need them every single month. But if they got into a different company that sold something as a once-off or something that lasted for a year, they weren't going to have good AutoShip. So you can explain how the products make a real difference as far as being successful. And then finally, you can do Jeunesse's positioning in the marketplace, because we've proven with all the people that are getting up on stage that this really does work, and they just have to believe that they can do it with your help and the support of your system. Okay, how about this one? I don't know anyone. And there's lots of answers for this one, because we know that people have 100 names plus on their mobile phone. Usually this is associated with fear. And you have to be sensitive to that, but you also have to help them realize that they don't need to have thousands of customers to make this be successful. They just need 3 to 5 people who want to build a business, and then they can really get started with those people. So take that fear away, that they don't, so that they don't think they need thousands and thousands of customers. This is a common one. I don't want to talk to my family and friends. Well, you know what? Your family and friends are going to know you're doing it, so they might as well hear your incredible product testimonials. Now imagine if 12 weeks from now, 8 to 12 weeks from now, you have lost a lot of weight, you put on a lot of muscle, you're looking really fabulous because of Zen. Your family are going to see that. And those kind of stories are the things that will help your family to join you in business. It's like starting any new business. Let's say you opened a gym. Not all of your family members are going to join you, but some will. Not all of your friends are going to join you at a gym, but some will. It's the same with Jeunesse, only we have products for everybody. So eventually you can talk to your whole family about all of these things. But I've got to tell you, when all the diamonds stand up on stage, they will have a story about somebody in their family who is so anti what they do, so they just agree to disagree. At Christmas dinners, they just don't talk about, about the family members being in business with them, but they might talk about all the holidays that they're going on, correct? So don't worry about family. Everyone's in the same boat. And then another one you'll get is, I'd like to talk to my ... spouse, right? Well, is this a true concern? Yes, in a lot of cases it really is, because the spouse wants to know what's going on and be part of it or give them support. So maybe get the spouse on the phone like that one straight away and say, and let's let's get the information to their significant other straight away. And that can really, really help. Now, if it's not possible for them to get on the phone straight away, make sure that they come to an open meeting and come to an event together and meet all the people that are already in the Jeunesse opportunity. And you will see that that will be the best way of converting the spouse over into them joining the Jeunesse business. Okay, what about this one? I find this one very easy. The objection is it's too expensive. Now, let me tell you, looking at the Luminous products, if you simply took the serum, and we know that there's 80% active ingredient in the serum, and you compared that to any other serum out there at David Jones, we are so well positioned for price. We just rock it with price. So very, very easy to overcome that objection. Let me tell you, if you are getting a price objection, what you've done is you have not made the value of the product for that person higher than the cost of that product. So when they see higher value than they see price, that's when they'll want to buy. So if they find it's really important to keep healthy and work with the anti-aging products, that's more important than whatever price that you're charging them. So if you're getting a price objection, make sure that you've given them enough benefits and stories so they understand that it's a beneficial product for them. Obviously, Reserve, you couldn't buy enough fruit to get the kind of nutrition that we get in Reserve. So there's instant value there, less than a cup of coffee. Zen, we did a price breakdown yesterday, and with the whole program in detox, it's about $11. And then you're not buying a whole lot of extra snacks and things like that. So the daily price could answer the question for them. How about this one? I would like to try the products first. Guess what? It's not an objection. They've just said, I'll buy the products. So make sure you don't stuff around and wait to get the order. This is when you actually take the order, and your job is to find out whether they want to enroll as a customer or a distributor. So don't think of, I'd like to try the products first, as an objection. Okay, how about this one? I'm not a salesperson. Now this is an interesting one, because every day we're selling ourselves, we're selling something, aren't we? Our children are our fantastic salespeople. They're like, can I have an ice cream? 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 Oh, okay, you get an ice cream. Incredible salespeople. We're selling all the time. But unfortunately, people have a fear of sales. So you have to let them understand that we are sharing our experiences. We're showing people our results with Zen. And again, we don't need thousands of customers. They don't have to be out on the phone cold calling thousands of customers all the time. So take that fear away from them and show them how, with the power of duplication, we're talking hundreds or tens or hundreds of people, not thousands of people. And take that fear away. How about this one? I want to see how you do first. Well, this is interesting because we're just getting started. So what are they expecting from us? That we're going to go straight from, a distributor all the way to diamond in a week? Okay, these things take time and work. So explain to them, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I've got to put the time in, and I've got to earn my position. But always tell the truth. Never tell people that you're at a higher rank or getting paid more than you are getting paid. Always tell the truth, but invite this prospect to come and see some people who are going through the higher ranks than you. And as long as there's a higher rank than them, there's always somebody for them to aspire to. So make sure that you're always a rank ahead of your new people. The company videos, the company events, all help them overcome this and realize, that you can do it together. They don't have to wait for you to be successful first. Okay, I've got to rush through these. I don't want to be on auto ship. Who's heard that one? Okay, guess what? It's not an objection because they want to try the products. They want to join you in Jeunesse. So number one, you've already got them to agree that they're becoming a distributor and signing up with you, right? But what we want to do is have them understand the importance of auto ship. And it's like with that gym that I talked about before. If you open a gym, you put people on a plan. A 12-month plan or a monthly plan where on an automatic debit, because that's a better business model where people are continuously buying the products or they're on a monthly program. So if you compare, say, somebody who is on an Optus plan, so the Optus business model versus a corner shop business model. The Optus business model, people are continuously paying their monthly sign up with Optus, and every month they know that that's coming, whereas the corner shop is just waiting for people to walk by. Who has the better business model? Obviously somebody who's got people on auto ship or on a program. And so that means that you want to explain to them, if they want to build a business with Jeunesse, the best business model is for them to be on auto ship. Also, the people that they bring on will copy what they do. So if they are on auto ship, they can promote it to their people to be on auto ship. Finally, you can always cancel if you have to, but to be able to be eligible to earn money with Jeunesse, unless you have customers qualifying you want to be on auto ship. So just to help them understand that that's how this business model works. So you see that there are about 15 objections that could come up. If you've pre-taught those and practiced those with your new distributors, then you know that they've got that area covered when those come up. That means they're not going to have the fear when people start asking questions. And it's really, really important to take that fear away for people and remind them that they're not probably going to have 100% of people say yes to them. But as long as they listen to concerns, help their new people out, then they're that much further along in building their business. So I hope that's helped you with teaching your new people how to handle objections. And I hope that means that your sponsor rate goes through the roof. So good luck with Zen and everything, everybody, and hope you have a wonderful day today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much once again.